Hello everyone, it's your Peacekeeper, and it's time for the first actual ship how-to-play video on the German destroyer line, and this is the Tier 2 V-25, or, for those of us who speak English, the V-25 class. This is a class of 71 planned and completed torpedo boats built for the Kaiserliche Marine between 1913 and 1914. The 71 ships of the class are named in two parts. The letter signifies the location of construction, with V belonging to Vulkanstetten, G belonging to Germania Werft Kiel, and S belonging to Schichau-Elbing. The ships were also split into their production years, but this is not noted in their actual naming, only in their class designations. It's split into the 1913 and 1914 subclasses, if you will. These ships were not consistent in size from the beginning of production to the end of production. The ships swelled by as much as 5 meters, or 15 feet, in length, and a little over a meter, about 3 feet 3 inches, in draft, or the depth of the keel. But in general, the ships employed the same 24,000 shaft horsepower, oil-fired steam turbine design, but that engine and that steam turbine configuration and boiler configuration was actually built by each respective shipyard. It wasn't built in a centrally located place and shipped there. These ships also featured a unique bow rudder that could be lowered into place to enhance maneuverability. And I don't know if that's in the game or not, but I suspect this ship doesn't really need any help. In fact, we're gonna pull up Naval Base here, and we're gonna see if we can't see this, but I don't think it's there. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to see it. I think it's covered effectively if it was. But anyway, there would be a rudder up here at the front of the ship, as well as the one at the back of the ship, back here. And these ships had an armament that originally consisted of 3 8.8 centimeter guns, which were later replaced with 3 10.5 centimeter guns, in addition to 6 50 centimeter torpedo tubes. And they carried 8 torpedoes, which meant that there were reloads for one of the sets of torpedo tubes. In fact, if I had to guess, I'm going to guess it's these 2 front ones that they did. In terms of service history, most of these ships did not see any real combat during World War I due to the British blockade, but some did participate in the Battle of Jutland. Of the 71 built, 62 were lost, and only 6 survived the war to be scrapped. Of the ships that were lost, 29 of them were scuttled in scapa flow with the rest of the German high seas fleet at the end of World War I. 32 were sunk in action in the Atlantic, with a few of those succumbing to mine hits. The 6 that were scrapped consisted of 4 given to the United Kingdom, 1 given to Italy, and 1 to France. 1 was also repaired from one of the scuttled ships in scapa flow and served in the U.S. Navy in 1920, briefly, before being sunk as a target ship. 2 of the German destroyers given to the Royal Navy, the V-44 and the V-82, they were used as target practice before being beached just south of Portsmouth Harbor. The hulks can still be seen occasionally at low tide there today. In terms of in-game play style, V-25 has to be one of the most hilariously absurd and fun ships to play in the game. Having a high speed for the tier, very low detection, high maneuverability, low profile, and fast reloading torpedoes, this ship plays more like a glorified PT boat than an actual destroyer. And in fact, if you look at the original design plans for some of these smaller torpedo boats, that doesn't come as a surprise. These ships were, very, 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 very small in actual displacement, and that's less than 1,000 long tons. 975 long tons is what they came out to be. So very small ships overall. And that actually pays dividends. If you are the ultimate in SEAL Clubber, you can put a 10-point captain on here with Concealment Expert and drop the concealment down to 4.7 kilometers. Trust me, it's insane if you do that. The guns, though, are basically useless, and that's really not a surprise to anyone. I mean, the guns are basically 4-inchers when you're fully upgraded, and they really don't have any output in either HE or AP, so basically you can ignore the guns. In fact, I would highly encourage it. I almost find it easier to take out enemy destroyers with torpedoes than it does with the guns. The guns just don't do any real consistent damage. It also has some pretty unique firing arcs. The rear two torpedo launchers have pretty standard arcs that can fire reasonably far forward. But what's unique about this ship is these two front single mounts. These two front single mounts fire basically directly ahead, and we'll see this in the battle video, but you really don't get a whole lot of angle off to the sides with them, and that makes for some very unique torpedo attacks, but you can basically launch those front two torpedoes straight ahead. There's only a small section straight ahead that you can't actually launch them, but it's pretty much straight ahead, which means that this ship really excels at what I would call charge torping, where you basically drive headlong into the enemy and turn at the last minute to bring your rear 4 torpedoes to bear and go to town. Let's look at some of the stats. 7,700 hit points, 9 millimeters of armor. Wow. The main battery, 3 single, 105 millimeter or 10.5 centimeter guns, 8.3 kilometer firing range. They have a reload time of 4 seconds, 180 degree turn time of 18 seconds, 1,200 damage with HE, 5% fire chance, AP shell damage if you get a Citadel hit with these, which would be rare, 2,300 damage. The torpedoes consist of, you have 2 dual torpedo tubes back here and 2 singles up here. The torpedoes have a 6 kilometer range, 49 knot speed, 10,600 damage, 0.9 kilometer detection range, and 38 seconds for a reload time on the singles. Well, I guess it's the same for both. For some odd reason, I was thinking the singles had a quicker reload time. I guess not. This ship also has 2 7.92 millimeter MG08s as anti-aircraft defense. You can imagine that this ship is not shooting down much of anything. In fact, that looks like a Maxim gun. Max speed of 36 knots, turning circle radius of 440 meters, 2.1 second rudder shift time, detection range by sea 5.2 kilometers, by air 2.5 kilometers, assured detection range of just 2 kilometers. Very stealthy boat. In terms of upgrades, we only have one choice. I mean, we have one slot to choose from, and there's only 2 that I would really consider viable on this. You can see I'm running Main Armaments Mod 1, which is going to take your main battery and torpedo tubes and decrease the chance of them becoming incapacitated by 20%. It's going to increase their hit point pool by 50% and decrease the time it takes to repair them by 20%. That to me is the most viable option. However, if you are afraid of detonations and out of detonation flags, you can run Magazine Mod 1 for the 70% reduction in the chance of your ship's magazine getting detonated. The ship doesn't have any secondaries, and it has next to no AA guns, so there's no point in taking Auxiliary Armaments Mod 1. One other special thing to note is the smoke consumable. The actual smoke screen itself is like how long the consumable deploys for is only 20 seconds, and the smoke only lasts 45 seconds. So the smoke is basically defensive in nature. There's not a whole lot of opportunity to really deploy and sit and shoot guns at things. And at this tier, quite honestly, you really don't need it. So that's enough of me talking about this import. Let's go look at it in a battle video. Alright, so Tier 2 pretty much is guaranteed to end up in Tier 3 to Tier 2, Tier 2, Tier 3 fights, and as a result, you should expect matches like this where you see St. Louis, St. Louis, St. Louis, Coburg, Dresden, Dresden, and destroyer-wise, you're going to see a whole bunch of them, and you're not going to see a whole lot in the way of battleships because the first tier for battleships is Tier 3, and while there's a lot of people that play battleships at Tier 3, generally speaking, you're going to end up in matches like this because there's a lot more of them. Now, there's those torpedo arcs. Look at how crazy those arcs are. It allows for some really hilarious torpedoing going on here. The map is Solomon Islands, which is as far as Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, and I think even Tier 5s can see this map very rarely. This map is actually a lot of fun. You've got 3 choices that you can make. North, south, in the middle. Generally speaking, you will find all of the destroyers going towards the middle, and yeah, we're not going to do that. So, and it does appear that the torpedo tubes do reload at the exact same rate. Why the single mounts reload at the exact same rate as the dual mounts is beyond me. I'm just going to assume it's because game balance. One other thing that is interesting to note, while the guns are practically useless, the firing arcs on them are ridiculously good, meaning you can be presenting a very small profile and using all of them quite effectively, I might add. The 6-kilometer range and 5.2-kilometer detection range does present a little bit of an issue. And you can stealth fire, but really the vast majority of your attacks are going to be fully detected. And my recommendation would be team up with a friendly U.S. destroyer like this Wix ahead of me. And once you've done that, they can kind of deal with enemy destroyers as they pop up while you attempt to torpedo things. You do have more range than the Wix does. You do have more range than the Dertsky does. You will not outrange the Japanese destroyers. But we've opted to go to the north, and you're going to see multiple times in this battle me charging headlong into combat in close quarters with torpedoes. You'll see some gunplay. But we've burned our speed boost right away off the bat here. With the speed flag, you can see we're 41 knots basically. This thing is pretty ridiculous. The only thing the only way that this could get any more ridiculous is if they gave it like the French speed boost or something, where you become full on Schnellboot at that point. It would be kind of interesting to see, Schnellboots in this game. But all right, so we're gonna bring our guns to bear. And oh, hey, look at that, Umikaze! So we're gonna launch some torpedoes. And yeah, sorry, buddy, you're not surviving that one. You can see his torpedo splashes. So we got 2 torpedo hits there. First blood in a dev strike right off the bat. And the Wix is laying down smoke. Like I said, at this point, it's almost easier to get the kills using the torpedoes than it is to get it with the guns. But we're just wig-wagging back and forth here. Of course, I have very, very little hit points. So we definitely don't want to get in too many engagements at point-blank range. But you can see here, with that St. Louis being where he's at, we launched our torpedoes in the hopes that maybe we could get that. And we're promptly turning back around, waiting for some of the rest of our ships to get here. I'm actually hoping that those torpedoes find that Fra Reng, I think is how you say that, the Pan-Asian destroyer that's there. But we'll see. Nope. No, that's not Fra Reng. It's Fra something. Oh, hey! Well, that could be interesting. I think we're going to get at least one off of that. Yep, there it is. Okay, so we got 1 hit. So what's a couple more torpedoes to launch? These things come up so quick and you have such an easy time actually utilizing them. But there you can see the ridiculously good gun arcs here, and we're not being focused, so we're taking advantage of the lack of attention being played by other ships. We've gone ahead and we've smoked up, although quite honestly, this is largely unnecessary. Pretty much not going to be detected by anything anytime soon. I was really hoping that G101 would come around this corner. And oh, Nope. Manages to escape. The Wicks tried to torpedo him, but I think the Wicks is going to go down here. Oh, Chester goes down. All right, well, round 2. Oh, the Wicks got him. All right. So we're up to 26,350 damage, and we're already kind of trucking along here. So we're gonna come south. I'm gonna try and launch some torpedoes. Maybe I can catch this G101. Oh, nope. Okay, so the Wicks went down. That means the G101 is no longer detected. You can see our smoke is basically done for. Was kind of thinking I might be able to sneak around here and smack this G101 or this Kohlberg or something, but, well, we got a vampire coming in, so we're going to have to launch our torpedoes and see what we can get here. Launch those 2 torps there. Now, he's shooting AP at me, which means if I at least angle a little bit, I should be good to go. Okay, Kohlberg. I'm really hoping he did. Okay, so he switched to HE. I think we might even be good to go on these torpedoes. We might get lucky here. No! I think if I would have launched them just a little bit further ahead that first set, we would have gotten both. But I'll take one. Nothing wrong with landing 1 torpedo hit. That brings us up to 33,750 hit points. And that Kohlberg is... well, he's not flooding, but... I think the only way that this ship could get more ridiculous, aside from, you know, adding in the French speed boost or something crazy like that, would be if the gun mounts were able to swing 180 degrees. Okay, so, well, we're coming back around here. Maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, we're going to launch our torpedoes again, but quite honestly, we're not really doing too much in the way of being effective. Oh, maybe we can get lucky and gun him down. Ooh, torpedoes all around. That is one of the crazy parts about this tier, is it just seems like there's torpedoes all over the place. We've not really gotten those bow torpedoes into play. Maybe we'll get lucky with this Dresden over here. Again, using the ship's speed and maneuverability and small profile to really punish some of these ships in their aiming. And there you can see we're gonna get some torpedoes launched here. And probably should have added a little bit more range to those, but, well, we got other torpedoes here. Maybe we'll get lucky with those. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to pop our smoke. And this is a perfect example of the AP. You can see we're over-penning. We are over-penning a Dresden, which admittedly doesn't have much in the way of hit points here, but they're much in the way of armor either. But you can see that it's not really adding up a whole lot, and of course, anytime I launch torpedoes, pretty much guaranteed to have something kill it before they get there. Our smoke, you can see, already down to 30 seconds here in this furthestmost cloud. But now we've got the opportunity to come out here, and maybe we'll catch a Kohlberg or the St. Louis off guard. And the nice part about these torpedo tubes is, man, they traverse like crazy. It's really powerful. Oh, we're detected. Oh, hey, there's that vampire again. Was hoping that maybe... oh, hey, look! G101? What are you doing? What are you doing? That wasn't intended for you, but I'll take it. So there's our second dev strike. Going for the... trying to get the double kill here, but I don't think we're gonna get it. Oh, nope, not enough. Maybe we can get it with this one. Gotta wait for those turrets to traverse just a little bit. Nope, overled him too much. Not going to do that. Not going to be able to get that double kill this match, unfortunately. But 45,971 damage, 3 kills. You can get the gist of how this is working out here for us very, very well. Of course, now we've got, you know, the vampire. He's going to be sailing away. I don't think these torpedoes, if we were to launch them, are really going to be terribly effective. Again, he's going away. No reason to get in a super big hurry about that, but, well, I think this match is going to be plenty quick. We've got 2 ships left, and, well, we're just going to help gun down this vampire, and maybe we'll get lucky. Now, there is a South Carolina down there, which is causing all sorts of fits in terms of trying to cap our points, so we're not getting any more points, though. But overall, this ship is ridiculous, and I think I may actually add in a. I think I may put a. Oop, there's a 4th kill. I think I may actually decide to take this ship and put like a. I don't want to say it's a 19-point captain, but put a 10-point captain or so on it, maybe more. See if we can't get the torp reload any quicker and get the detection range down and be even more ridiculous. Oh man, this ship is a lot of fun, and you can tell it just makes me giggle just how silly it really is. So here we're gonna head back and try and help our St. Louis here, who actually is doing a fantastic job of burning the South Carolina down. The St. Louis is by far the most overpowered Tier 3 cruiser. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that. Tenryu is plenty strong, but St. Louis is just ridiculous, especially when you're in a battleship and you're trying to hit it, and it's just unleashing fiery, raining death and destruction upon you. Like, there's just no escape from it at all. Oh, man. I think he's gonna... This St. Louis is just murdering him. Yep. And I think that's going to be the end of the match. Anyway, the V-25 is a very fun ship to play, as you guys can see. It's unfortunate that the grind is so short, but 47,829 damage, 4 kills, 5 torpedo hits, 1,115 base XP, 2 dev strikes, and a first blood. Very, very, very fun ship to play. I enjoy it. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.